Interesting. So, the Solforge servers going online, offline, indefinitely. Feel like a lot of us players that have been around for a little bit have more or less been waiting for this announcement. Um, yeah, I am not really sure what I can even say about it because I'm just trying to think of what this means. I think there's a lot of potential options for the future still. Um, obviously, there's the chance that somebody could pick it up. There's the chance that another company could or person or individual or whatever could just want to buy it. Though it's not a very good advertisement for your product if you're trying to sell it. Um, to just say, "Hey, we're shutting down the ship here." And it's funny because to a lot of people that played Solforge, it felt like the game never launched, even, right? Like we were all waiting for it to launch, kind of. That's still on my other speakers. Alright, I'm going to just change which speakers I'm using here. Oops. I have to disable these. Yeah. Alright, now I'm using the right ones. So, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just going to draft because that's the only thing I know how to do. I have some hope too, Kaleri, and I think you are one of the people that can potentially make something happen. Um, Not to put too much pressure on you, but you've been the biggest cornerstone of the community of this game for a while now. Um, so, I mean, part of my thoughts are I'm not sure, like, yeah, yeah, and that's awesome. I played the game Scrolls for a little bit, just a very brief moment in time, not even enough to really get too into the game. But I really did like the concept of Scrolls. I just didn't quite have the time to dive into it. Scrolls was Mojang's game, the creators of Minecraft. And a similar thing happened to that game. Mojang felt it was no longer worth developing and worth pursuing. And I don't think that they hosted their servers up for a little while, and then after that, they just kind of gave away the rights to the community. Um, and the community was still able to make stuff. I'd have to check out to see how the community is still doing here. But it shows you how tough it is. Minecraft is one of the biggest games out there, and yeah, it looks like there's not too much going on. But I mean, the game has been Scrolls has been dead for I think like two. It's funny. There's a lot of people on the Scrolls subreddit now. I mean, nine. Nine isn't that many, but all hail Kale for sure. I think he might do. I think he might. I think he might be able to save us. He's our only hope at this point. So the thing now, if even if no more cards are created, because like that requires development, balancing, which that can be done, and new card creation aside from new mechanic creation is like somewhat reasonable. But aside from that, the goal becomes making enough money to maintain the cost of servers. And that's really what it comes down to, right? Is how can you have the game make enough money to keep servers running? And if you can do that, or you just have a big philanthropist, like they should turn to like release the email addresses of like the 10 people with like just the hugest collections that have like spent the money on the game. I have no idea, Gebrew. I have no fucking idea. But just see like who's spent the most money on the game, and like just ask those people if they have servers, and and see how to do that. Yeah, I really don't know anything about it, but I mean, my idea for how we move forward from here is just, I would say, like, Kaleri just makes him an offer of, like, $10, and then they'll be like, well, we were going to make $0. Kaleri's willing to give us $10. How does that sound to you guys? And then they all go for it. Then we implement my idea of all of the cards having a cost to add to your deck for constructed purposes, and we introduce that new mechanic to Solforge, which completely changes the game, revitalizes it, and then everybody loves it again. I don't think that would be like an end-all be-all. I just think it'd be a nice... You know what we should also do, Kaleri? When... Oh yeah, there might just be debt. Right. Yeah. No, I think that is also a potential Kaleri for a community fundraiser, and I would gladly chip in. So I have two ideas for how to make the game of Solforge more dynamic. Obviously, everybody's got their own ideas, and everybody, it's much easier to be a spectator than an actual player. I think the draft format is relatively fine. I think the current draft format is a little bit more powerful, but they did that because they had other things going on. I'm not familiar with what. I guess right. They still have Ascension, and Ascension is kicking. Are they doing anything else other than Ascension? I guess we can check on their website. Normally the Stoneblade support team is very good. For like the past 2 or 3 months, the support feature on their website hasn't even worked. So that was kind of like my cue, to be honest. I just kind of plugged my ears and pretended that the world was fine. But yeah, if you go to soulforgegame.com and like click the support button, it just doesn't work. Alright, so if we go to stoneblade.com, go to games, what does it show us? Ascension, Solforge, and it looks like they do have Ascension online, though Ascension's more like a board game, and Bad Beats looks like that's not even online. That's just a physical board game. But they do have those options. I would consider streaming Ascension and other board games as well. It's just a matter of what people would want to see. I've got a few different things just as far as like streaming goes, a few other ideas, but I mean, we also only have a month to play Solforge, so at the same time, yeah, you gotta be kidding me. That's not featured on their website, but yeah, that is one of their games. It's not featured like on the front page of their website, at least. So let's just play some Solforge. How does that sound? We've only got a little bit more time to do it, so we'll at least do that for today. What do you mean they couldn't update their official site? They couldn't update the Solforge website, or they couldn't update the interesting. Yeah. Let's just do this. We can take an Umbra Clasher or a Spite Hydra. It just feels so. It's so hard to even just try to focus on this. I'm like, I could take an Umbra Clasher or a Spite. Like, all these cards are actually good, but I just don't really even fucking care, you know? Oh god. Oh god, what are we gonna do? It's all going to be okay. That's what's going to happen. Does Eternal not have a ladder, Kaleri? I really like SoulForgeLadder.com for the community of it. Okay. So you've known for a little bit, kind of, then too. Now they really just make the games and they outsource all of the digital stuff to Playdeck. But now they're just working on the games portion of it. Makes sense. There are some options. I see. Yeah, it's tough to kind of split the queue. I have downloaded Eternal. I've got the little desktop icon. I guess I can't show it off, but I have never loaded the game up. My plan was to ride out and do like before reading the announcement today. My plan was to do right. I guess I should just draft, because somebody's got to draft, right? Somebody's got to take Umbra Clasher, move it over here, and get the ball rolling, right? Then we take Ice Shard Berserker to lock in red. Somebody's got to do this. This is, if nobody's doing this, the game doesn't function. So this is a very important thing that I'm doing, and this is the most important thing that I can do right now, is just take these Magma Hounds. Sharp Plate Craft is cool, but Magma Hound's just sweet. No, I appreciate it, Bacon Poet. okay. Yeah. The stream title is Let's Just Draft. You know, after I made that first pick, the first pick in that pack was actually a pretty hard pick. So, yeah, Bacon Pet. The first pick in that pack was actually pretty difficult, so that was actually giving me some pause there, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Exilder, obviously actual Magic the Gathering lets you keep the cards that you draft. That's how that game has worked forever. But not allowing people to keep the cards that they draft does also open up some more stuff too. So I don't think it's super necessary that I don't think it's super necessary that we find a game that needs you to keep the cards when you draft. Partially why I liked Solforge is it was a change up from Hearthstone. There's not really another game that functions exactly like Solforge does, at least that I know of. One problem for me is I'm just trying to figure out what to stream right now, and I'm sure I could just, switch over to Hearthstone and we'll see. I don't know how much I am streaming for tonight, but we can definitely try to get some of those silly drafts out of the way. I think, as long as the queues remain active, the client is up for at least another 27 days, bearing any Kalare shenanigans. So we might as well milk that for all it's worth, right? And just continue to play while we still can. So I'm sure I will do some silly drafts. 5 Wirewood Rangers is pretty hype. Frost Shatter. No, Stag is good with the Rangers. So that might not be tonight, but yeah, I should do that at some point. Take a Stonebrand here. Stonebrand level gated? No, it's not. No, it's like Magma Hound. But yeah, we can do some fun stuff. I guess let me. So, what I'm thinking here is I'm at least going to play Solforge until the end of the week. Then I am, like I said, going on vacation, at which point I'm not going to be playing Solforge that week. Then when I come back, I'll either start looking into other games or just continue to stream this to still have the community something to kind of do. There is also the Titanium Challenge this Saturday. That's still going to be going on. So, feel like we kind of got to keep the lights on. So, I'm not aware of the Discord channel. That seems like a lot to keep track of, though, because I pretty much treat SoulforgeLadder.com as if it's the Discord channel. I don't think I have a Discord account. Or maybe I do. I might check that out. I think you need an account for Discord, right? But I kind of just treat. I will copy that link down, Asunder. Thank you. But I just kind of treat SolforgeLadder.com as if it is the Discord channel for this game. Right. I'll always be here too, so I might not be streaming Solforge, but if you follow me, I'll move on to the next game. I've got a few ideas for what game might be next. Eternal obviously seems really good. It is, it doesn't seem really good. It just, all I know about is Luis Scott Vargas and Patrick Chapin. And we're all playing this game because of Brian Kibler at the end of the day, in one way or another, even though he's been off of it for a while. But if we follow Luis Scott Vargas around instead of Brian Kibler, maybe that'll do us some good. I have also gotten emails about two different games that I'd potentially try out and promote. One game called Spellstone and one game called Smash Up. But they're both free-to-play games. One's in early access and I have some codes for and stuff. Yeah, I guess it's time to try out Eternal. I don't know. I kind of don't want to just jump off of Solforge like immediately because I could just be like, all right, Solforge is dead. Let's play something else and try to grab everybody like while they're still figuring out what game they want to play. Yeah, Spellstone looks a little bit cartoony. What was the other one that I said? Battle. Smash Up. So Smash Up, they sent me 4 codes for the game. 1 for myself and 3 to share if I stream it. Okay. That's interesting, Bacon Poet. Yeah, I definitely want an actual multiplayer game. I want a deck building game. Another thing, and it's what kind of scares me about Smash Up, I'm going to look into the game a little bit tonight before I just stream it blind. But I don't like games where you... Oh no, this was actually my problem, it looked like, with the other game, with Spellstone. It looked like you level up the cards outside of the game. I don't want to play any game where... I'm fine with leveling up your deck, aka your collection, and, like, getting access to better cards. That seems fine. But I don't want to play any games where you make your cards stronger by, like, doing mini games or grinding or doing any weird stuff outside of the game. That's not where I want to be. Right, yeah. Then you're just spending cash to level stuff. Yeah, that's no fun. No bueno. There's a Borean Stormweaver, finally. We get 2 more picks here. Warbringer, Uranti, and... Oh no, that was it. Yeah, so I definitely don't want any games where you... Like, same kind of cards as... that exist in Magic and Hearthstone and all that. There can be cards that are better for each other. Yeah, Sunder. When I had a Mac, I downloaded Parallels, which is like $80 or so, just to play Magic online. But yeah, you can also boot camp it, which is just making a partition. Sounds good, Bacon Poet. Yeah, if you guys want to hop in the queues just so I have... You can... So if you guys want to hop in the queues just so I definitely have somebody to play, that works too. I feel like there's probably people on today, but at the same time it is hard to like open up the client, see that the game is dying, and then still continue to play. He's probably going to pump that 6/6, yeah. Alright, so we'll go... What can we do? We can Ranger block on Grove Huntress and then grow the Ranger, so we've got a positive battle there. This deck's full of combat tricks. We can also just trade off Magma Hound and then grow Wirewood Ranger, because that's going to give us a creature that might be a little harder to nab. We've got a lot of Wirewood Rangers in this deck. I guess Venom Fang is also an appropriate Magma Hound, and then we can put Venom Fang here and grow it. I think I'm going to do like this. Make a 6/1 if my opponent has a combat trick. Obviously, he'll get us there. Yeah, so the only thing that you have to watch with Boot Camp and Parallels is that you do take away part of the memory for the Mac. Boot Camp doesn't make it run any slower. Alright, that was a Grave Pack. That's pretty good. And now we've got a Stormweaver and a Wirewood Ranger, neither of which I want to block with. So, we'll take 4. Umbrook Lasher is really good. Also don't want to block with that, though, clearly. Stick strong. It's got a bunch of cards I don't want to block with. That's got to be good, right? This guy hits for 2. Yeah, so we can finish off the Crypt Slime. This card's really strong. Alright, that's going to shrink the Stormweaver, I think. Yep, and then he's going to go positive battle on the Stormweaver. Chump block there. Alright, well now we've got to play for Grove Hunter / Magma Hound. So both of those are good. I think we level Grove Huntress first. Let's just do Grove Huntress on Grove Huntress action. We'll ping off the Necro Slime. And then make a big Umbrook Lasher in lane 1, let's say. Oh, I could also just activate here, eh? Huh. Interesting. This is still fine, though. I don't care that much about the little 1/1s hanging around. Just get rid of that 5/3 that's been hanging out way too long there. Yeah, most stuff is Windows based. Is Steam just for Windows as well? Can you not run Steam on a Mac? Or can you, but once you get into Steam, the games have to be, like, not all games are available for Mac. Maybe that's how it works. So this is going to deal 2 damage to something. We can make it 3 with a pump here. I guess I'll deal 3 damage to Shardplate Delver. Let's just deal 2 damage to Shardplate Delver. That'll be enough to kill it. And then I can just pump my Wirewood Ranger with Wirewood Ranger. So we deal 2 to that. That means that Avalanche Guardian can move over and kill it after it gets +2/+2 on my opponent's turn here. Right, okay. So just because a game is available on Steam does not mean it's available on Mac. That makes sense, right. I thought about that after I kind of said it. I was like, well, yeah, it's not just like every game's going to be compatible. Just because my opponent has to block Ranger and this guy. Ooh, and they get to. That's really solid. Really solid blockerino there. So we've got Magma Hound to ping this and finish off the Crypt Slime, but we can't quite do it in the right order. I think Avalanche Guardian's just going to trade off here. We'll post-combat, play the Magma Hound, and finish off this, I suppose. Could also play Arcworm to start pushing damage on my opponent. No, we want to play Magma Hound and Grove Huntress, right? Okay. So let's do like this. We battle. Let's take out your token so you can't Grave Pact it. And then we'll just make a big Grove Huntress. Putting all the pumps on Grove Huntress, because we could put this guy to 14-4, but he would still just die. So, no point in that. So now Bacon can trade here and then set up a chump block on this. That's a reasonable trade too. We do kind of want to be clearing Bacon's 1/1s so that they are not there for his Grave Pacts anymore. And that's going to be able to save Scourge Knights, but we'll die to Venom Fang. That's fine. Just go Umbra Clasher, we'll take 11, and we'll Venom Fang to clear his board. He's also got a lot of combat tricks and stuff, which is sweet. Ooh, Borean Stormweaver. That card is nasty. Yeah, all you have to do is click a button. That's how video games work. Alright, I'm gonna take Chump Block with Shardplate Delver. It does mean that Magma Hound is not a good play here. Oh no, it is. I can push through 12 points of damage. Alright, that's good enough to me. Umbra Glasher doesn't get to do anything here, though, but that's fine. Pushing through 12 points of damage, I think, is probably better than playing Razortooth Stalker over Magma Hound. It's actually kind of close, though. Alright, well, I drew my two best cards at level 3 on 3.1. That's Solforge for you, baby. That's what we came here to do. Drop down 2 level 3s on 3.1 when my opponent is already super behind on board. That's what I like to see. We also have a Ferocious Roar. We're not even going to bother. We're just going to play this shit and say good game to Bacon Poet. I think it's going to be pretty tricky for him to get out of this one here. He can stabilize, I guess. His life is high enough. But he's going to have to stabilize by just, chump blocking. If he makes all of his things die in combat, like something like that can't really get him anywhere. Kind of just needs to... Oh, sick, dude! Oh, that was sick, brother. Awesome. Yeah, they're level 3s, and they're the two best cards in my deck. No, for sure. That play was really sweet. So if you Borean Stormweaver here... Yeah, we can't clear his board, right? Borean Stormweaver here means we also get to do it on the trample damage. So we do something like Warbringer Uranti, pump this up. We hit him for 10, kill off the Scourge Knights, and then I can trade Stonefist Giant off this, or just play one of these 2 green creatures in the open lane. He's got an Epidemic 2 in the deck. Yeah, game's not over, because he can Epidemic 2, and that's actually just going to Wrath my whole field. Let's just level Deepwood Bear Rider, though, even so. It's not quite game over. Epidemic 2 is really good. It kills my whole board, and then means he just needs a 16 attack creature to kill here. Yeah. So he's at least going to trade here, I think. No, he's going to chump block it, but a chump block is a reasonable effect at a time like this. We will just play our 2 biggest cards. We're going to hit them for 12 now. And Epidemic's gone. Let's stock up. That's going to be the most damage. Wirewood Ranger's also pretty decent here, but Razortooth Stalker just translates into more damage overall. Yeah. I got super lucky. He got a little bit unlucky. He's only drawn 1 level 3 so far. Not sure what Roaming Warclaw can do. Oh, it can beat Grave Pact Fodder. There you go. Alright, he's back in it. We doing it. It's happening. Alright, so we hit him for some damages. I'm just going to play another Crag Walker, as it's the most damage output. My opponent doesn't have Epidemic yet. Epidemic's just a really good card. I don't think he actually needed the first one. The first one I didn't think... Oh no, the first one traded, or it killed the creature in lane 1 and lane 5. So yeah, the first Epidemic was good for him as well. Alright. It's pretty good. We drew some more level 3s. Deals battle damage to a creature. So these are going to, like, pretty much trade, eh? Let's get the Grove Huntress in there. First things first. Do we have lethal? No, we can hit him for 20, though. Think I would rather Magma Hound to finish off the Festering Slime. Yeah. Yeah, the first Epidemic killed 2 creatures. We're just going to go in with a Magma Hound here. It's not super impressive to keep around a 6-2, but means my opponent's got to deal with both of these. Epidemic 3 is pretty good, not insane. Epidemic 3 doesn't kill the Crag Walker now, so it means it does a little bit less here. But yeah, he's got to block this and this, and then I will hit him for 24 in the open lanes. So, pretty straightforward there. GG, Bacon Poet. I will just block your guy, right? That's all we needed to see. GG, friend. If anybody else would like to play, I haven't sat... I mean, that was only round 1, so I don't know how long the queue times are actually going to be, but if people want to queue into me, you're welcome to. I don't really care if you ghost. There's not that much to be gained from ghosting in Solforge, which is kind of a cool aspect of it as well. I mean, you can come up with some lines, I'm sure, but it also just takes that much longer to figure out what plays you want to make. And here is Mongo. Well, thank you for joining us, Asunder Doom. We will figure out exactly what this what this channel and all this stuff is coming to soon, I suppose. All right, so Mongo played a Razortooth Stalker. We can take an Arcworm to kind of track it down here. We can just offer him the trade of Wirewood Ranger while smacking it with a dog as well. Oh, you have a... Oh, Hive Empress. Hive Empress is the 2/6, right? Yeah. I mean, the game... The amount of players in the game has already felt small. Right, like... I kind of want to try new games right now, but I also kind of am just looking at it like... okay, we only have this much time left to play Solforge, you know? So let's play Solforge while we still can. Alright, they're gonna go for a positive battle there. That's pretty good. Alright, and they are gonna trade those out. I can Ice Shard this, but then I'm not leveling Stone Fist Giant, and I kind of want to level Stone Fist Giant. How many more Underdrops do I have in the deck? I've got 2 Venom Fangs, and Umbra Clasher, and Bear, plus the Wirewood Rangers. Alright, we're going to leave that Shard Plate Delver. So we're going to battle. I'm going to play Stone Fist Giant, and then I'm going to roll a 1 in 3 that we're able to positive battle that Giant. And we got there. Cool. So we've got Grove Huntress pumping itself and receiving a pump from Ranger to trade with Shardplate Delver. We can Ferocious Roar. Yeah, it's not that important on level 1. Even like Sparkstone Elemental trades with it. I would just rather trade with it than not, you know? But I think we're actually just going to continue to not here because it's an 8/8. So if I leave it at an 8/8, I still have 2 Venom Fangs in the deck I can draw next turn. Those will like kind of kill it. I could draw Umbra Lasher. I can draw Ghost Scale Cobras if I need to. And then once we hit the rank up, we'll be able to deal with it easily. Could Ferocious Roar. Don't love that. I think we're just gonna smack my opponent for 4 damage here. A measly 4. Yeah, Venom won't work immediately, but it will kill it on my turn. It'll just mean, so we Venom, we poison it, it grows to a 10-2. I think it just automatically survives. I don't think we kill it. I think it 100% survives. Okay. My opponent's getting pretty aggressive here, which makes me feel like I have to play Venom Fangs, even though I don't want to. Obviously, Borean Stormweaver is an insane, insane card. But I think we kind of just have to play Venom Fangs here. My opponent's got so much shit going on. I don't think it's random. I think it is. I think they all go in a batch here, and my opponent gets all of them regardless. Yeah, we're just going to play Venom Fangs. We're far enough behind. So I'm pretty sure what happens is both of these triggers will happen because they're both start of the turn effects. And then it will be a 10-2. Yeah. So they both just happen at the same time, but it dies on my turn. So this is going to hit me for 10 more damage. This is going to hit me for 16 damage. So I'm going to take 26 here, go down to, what is that, 66? So we're taking a lot of damages, but then we get to play some Wirewood Rangers and some... I guess I will have to play a Venom Fang here. No, I could just play 2 Wirewood Rangers. Yeah. That's how I understand it to work too, Kaleri, that both of the triggers happen regardless and that it's not random. They just both happen. So I could play 2 Wirewood Rangers. One will probably trade after my opponent plays a Battle Trick and I take 6. I could also go Wirewood Ranger, Venom Fang. My opponent's dealing a lot of damage to me. Oh, if I poison this Mongosaur, then the Razortooth Stalker gets out. So let's not poison it, because that will open up mobility lanes for Razortooth Stalker. Now my opponent has to kill their own Stampeding Mongosaur to get their Razortooth Stalker out of there, in which case I will be able to Ice Shard and give it +4/+4 to answer the Stalker. Right, so Ursine Strength for the positive battle. That's fine. That means it gets answered by even a Stegodon or a Wirewood Ranger or something of that ilk. The other one is going to get poisoned, though. Oh, he's going to poison and then he's just going to move over to kill it. That's interesting. I might have thought he was just going to leave that around because... Yeah, I kind of don't like that play from you, Mongo, because this was going to die regardless, eh? It would have hit you for 20 more damage, but I think you could have just afforded to take 20. You like the move over, Peon? I feel like he should have just smacked me and left this with 3 poison. Like, he puts more pressure on me, whereas right now I just don't have to deal with this. Like, this is going to die anyways, regardless of what I do here. +2/+2. Alright. Let's go like this. Yeah, an X4 is kind of nothing, but, like, now I get to use my turn to answer both of these and these, whereas previously I would have had to at least answer the X4. Like, he would have had 3 creatures, and I would have only had 2 plays. So, I think it's... Yeah. I don't know, I guess it's not that much pressure. The question is just how much pressure do you let off or on by doing that. We can level Wirewood Ranger or just play a 4/7. Let's just play a 4/7. Alright, here's our win condition right here. Stonefist Giant. That's our dude. I don't think his... Yeah, that's funny, Kaleri. Wirewood's good, but the fact that we can make something survive... Ooh, we can poison a Hammerfang. Poisoning a Hammerfang is such insane value. And my life total's low enough, I'm just going to block here. We're ranking up soon enough anyways. This dies in 2. I feel like this is really good for me. We also have a... What is this? An 11/8 on the board. It's only hitting him for 5 each turn, but this is a pretty hard thing for his deck to block into. He's going to have to wait till he draws level 3s. This is something I can deal with easily with Grove Huntress here. Might want a battle trick on this though. At the same time, oh no, it's just replacing Hammerfang to give himself a little bit more mobilitas. Well, that means Wirewood Ranger doesn't have great spots for himself to go. I'll just block. I don't want to overwrite my Ice Shard Berserker. I think that card's actually putting in some work. And Stonefist Giant. Let's see it. No, Wirewood Ranger. Can't be too upset with that one, though. World peace would make the population complacent and lazy. Can't say I agree with that one. Can't say I agree with that one there, Peon, but... A little bit of Solforge, a little bit of War, and no, I know you were just being silly. I've got a positive battle on that dog. I don't want to put that much damage on Wirewood Ranger, so I don't know if I want to block at all, and I think I do want to pump it. So I think I just go like this, play Wirewood Ranger open lane. This will put me down to 31. Then I have 3 good active creatures, and I feel like I'm kind of ahead here. Oh, I've got 4 creatures, actually, right now. Then I drew the Stonefist Giant. I agree with that, Peon. Yeah, it's obviously very cynical, but there are truths in everything. There's truth in comedy. That's what it all comes down to. Well, what it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one's making a peace sign. What do you think of a mechanic that keeps track of leveled cards when drawn/played? And some creatures could get buffs. You were behind. Oh, okay. So like that reward you for awkward level 2s. It's interesting. I guess I'll just play this here. It's like, alright, that's a good roll for us. That was actually the best place for it to roll, believe it or not. Kaleri, I'm not sure if you've heard my idea. Obviously, there's a lot of ideas, and I don't know why everybody's like, I feel like I should be pitching, we're all like pitching ideas to Kaleri right now. I mean, I don't know. If we're being honest, we're going to make that happen in one way or another, right, dudes? But, I mean, maybe not. Maybe somebody with money will want to buy it. But I think that, and I've just been like pushing it off, starting it sooner. I was gonna brainstorm it a little bit when I was on vacation and come back with more concrete numbers. But the idea would just be that each card has a point value associated with it, and then yeah, my draws were pretty good on player level 3 there, Mongo. Good game, though. Yeah, I drew lots of good level 3s. There was a point of contention on you. I guess the Wirewood Ranger that you poisoned, I'm not sure the Razortooth Stalker needed to move over and finish that off, but it was also just awkward that you played the Razortooth Stalker, like, because Razortooth Stalker also could have just overwritten the Stampeding Mongosaur, but maybe that was a weird play too, kind of. It's just unfortunate you never really got to connect with a Razortooth Stalker. Obviously, you could have on 1.2, but trading it off with a Wirewood Ranger was a fine play. Oh, are you saying that I'm pronouncing Wirewood wrong? Is it Weirwood? I have called this card so it's Wirewood, or it's Weirwood and Pion? It's Pion? It's not Peon? Really? Alright, well I can't read, so excuse me. Alright, Pion and Weirwood. Those are going to be hard habits to break. I will make an effort to call you Pioneer. That's probably why I went. Wait, it's Pion, right? Now I forget. Let's just play Borean Stormweaver and Wirewood Ranger. How does that sound? Those cards are awesome. Let's do it up. Alright. Pionathan. We can do that. Yeah, I agree, Mongo. Your deck, like, is also, your deck's aggressive, and I had all the Venom... I'm blanking on the names of these. Venom Fangs to kind of clean it up. Bacon Pet. Oh, I'm also not taking you that seriously, Pion, so if you're actually upset, then, well, I got nothing for you. Alrighty. So I can, like, pause the battle. It spawns in a random lane, right? Yeah. Kind of just like it to spawn here. And I guess if it spawns over top of this, that's fine. All of these things are fine. We can battle. Yeah. I will say Weirwood, that one's not happening. The biggest change that I'm going to make to Kaleri is I'm just going to have him switch this and make these actual Wirewood Rangers. Erroneous Synonymous comes in with the with the name. How you doing, brother? So yeah, when Kaleri buys the game, he's going to change all of these to Wirewood. I have just called it Wirewood Patriarch like forever. That's not going to get changed there. Alrighty. Arcworm trades, Razortooth Stalker can go open lane while making another good Wirewood Ranger. I think I like that. Razortooth Stalker doesn't really have the means to make this work here. It's It's pseudonym. Us. That's not a real word. Yeah. Pseudonymous. Pseudonymous. Hieronymus. Right? Hieronymus? Pseudonymous. I'm not a real word. No, don't do it to me. I am a real word. Grove Huntress, Wirewood Ranger. This is I'm telling you, it's just gonna be Wirewood Ranger. And HP, you can be HP or you can be Random X. But I don't have enough brain power to try to provide some commentary on this game while also taking a pronunciation vocabulary test. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about all that shit. So now my opponent has to... They've got this Wirewood Ranger to deal with. They also want to put two creatures here to try to nail down this Razortooth Stalker. This Razortooth Stalker can also become a 6/7, which is going to make it even more difficult to battle with. We can throw an Umbra Clasher here and positive battle. Yeah, the biggest thing... So, I think I'm pretty good at Magic the Gathering. But while... Yes, Kaleri, please put in voice activation. But trying to play Magic the Gathering while also, like, managing chat and doing all that other stuff. I mean, Magic the Gathering's a complicated game to begin with, but that doesn't make it much easier. I'm going to pump this Umbra Clasher twice to hit with it, not because I necessarily think that it's right, but it is sweet. Means we lose our Wirewood Ranger, obviously, but now we have a 3/9. We could trade our 3/9 with this 7/6. I don't think we will, though. Oh, I say Zimus. And I say Zraths. Yeah, I say Zrath like I'm saying it right now. Okay. Zemus. Zumuz. Yeah, I agree with HP's Zimus, and I agree with Peon's Zrath. But cards that like people can't pronounce, that's fine, right? I was saying Tempest for a while for this, and then I heard, I guess it was Fox or maybe Kit. I was listening to them, and they started saying Tempest, and that kind of stuck on for me. Utera. Like even the names of those things are weird. You think it was meant to be Zymus or Zemus or some shit? That's interesting. Wow, what a draw from my opponent here. That's pretty unfortunate. Ugh! Oh, I don't like this at all. Okay. Let's just go... Yeah, we locked this into place. So this has got a... Okay. Just open lane the Lasher. I think that'll give us some plays next turn. And then... Let's just go positive battle here with the Ranger. Zagmahound, Zangwood Bear. Yeah, I mean that's how Z's or X's work, right? Isn't xylophone like? Wait, is xylophone with a Z? No, xylophone's with a Z, right? Xylophone. Oh no, xylophone is with an X. Okay, yeah, xylophone. This is like the only word that actually exists that has an X in it, right? Yeah, so that's how you say X's. Right. Everything else that has an X in it is like X-Men, X-Ray, I guess that starts with X. Yeah, but then you also get things like, right, external, export. But that's EX. We really should just... There's a few letters that can be removed, right? We can remove C's and Z's. I don't think we need either of those letters. Okay, Wirewood Ranger pumping this is enough to save it. Then how much are we trampling over for? Trampling over for 3. So we can use that to kill this. Alright. Let's just clear their board. We don't need to roar here, so we won't. It's going to mean we have a lot of damaged creatures, but... Such is life. Yeah. It's S, but it's a little bit more like a Z sound. More like it's not xylophone, it's xylophone. So our opponent's gonna make some trades happen here, which is fine. It means we get to play a Razortooth Stalker, open like that. Let's play Arcworm. It's a decent amount more damage. So now we have a open lane Razortooth Stalker. We've done pretty well on this player level. My opponent does have a, what's that one dude's name? Eloyan Strategist. Our opponent has an Eloyan Strategist here. Ooh. Ooh. But other than that, we are doing pretty solid. They've got... Oh, they also have a beta. And they've leveled some things with Techno. So... Ooh, they leveled an Onyxium Phantasm. That's a good one. And they leveled an Orient Justicar. So my opponent's deck's pretty good. Ooh, I get to move 2 creatures, so I get to hit him for 4. That's pretty nasty. I did not even realize. I thought I was just going to be moving the 1 creature. But, yeah, that's pretty sweet. And let's just go all in. Example is xylophone. I'm pretty sure xylophone's like the only word. I mean, that's the only one I remember like from kindergarten, which is when like you learn the words. It's just like, all right, X is for xylophone. Actually, I'm pretty sure they say X is for X-ray, because otherwise that messes kids up. I think they actually do just say X is for X-ray in like all the kids' books. And what do they do? Oh, and Z is zebra. Yeah. Yeah, that shit's tight, dude. I don't love this. I never love this. But it's like mostly dealt with. We can just poison it and then it's done. I'm not gonna roar. Let's just develop a ranger. Let's look at the battle and then kill ranger. So let's do like this. Oh, we still got this guy rocking out. So they're going to move over and clear Borean Stormweaver out regardless. X is for Zerath. Yeah, I almost say, if you hear, I don't always say Zerath. I don't always say Zerath. Sometimes I say like Zerath, like that. Sometimes I give a little bit more space in between it, even so. Not saying that's right now, but I am saying that that is what is done. So this has 11 attack. We can pump it. They're just going to shrink the bear off. But that's better than them shrinking the Razortooth Stalker, I suppose. So now the bear... Oh, wait, that was wrong. Wasn't it? No, because it's going to get 4 regen here. Yeah, they're just going to shrink that anyways. It doesn't really matter. But they are not blocking it, so I will get to connect with it. So that's good. I will just have to dodge that Forge Guardian beta action. Okay, so it looks like if I didn't pump this, yeah, it would have 5 health right now, and I would still be able to finish it off. Alright, so it was maybe a little bit of a mistake. I can Razortooth Stalker to finish this off, though. Is that good or interesting? Let's just do it like this. I don't love putting damage on the Umbra Clasher, which is effectively what this play does. Oh, I could have put the Umbra Clasher over in lane 5. Okay, that might have been slightly better then. Oh, Can somebody answer me what this is? I haven't gotten a chance to ask. I've seen that acronym thrown about, but I don't actually know what it means. Do I have lethal? Probably. It's gonna hit for 11. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, I'm glad I got to at least stream a little bit of Solforge while it was available. That was a pretty sick turn. I'm not sure if anybody was paying attention to that one. Kalari's unofficial Solforge client. Cool. We got there. My opponent even had another Aloyan strategist to boot. Yeah, it was pretty sweet, right? 11 trample damage plus 11 damage from the Grove Matriarch to finish off a Forge Guardian beta. Yeah, just don't play Constructed. I think I'd potentially get... Like, I think people actually want to see Constructed content. I don't know, streaming's tricky too, because, like, you also have to figure out, like, what time frames people are going to watch streams at. And now I even have to figure out what games I want to stream. So, is this... It's an alternate client that you made, Kalari? And does it all take place on the internet? Or does it take place in real life? AKA a downloadable program. Yeah, it's like the old client, even so much as having 100 life points, right? That's interesting. So you still... Oh, okay. So it does... It will use real life totals and stuff? Because I can't help but notice that in that game, both players have a life total of 100. This is awkward, eh? So I could battle just to, like, make sure this Hive Empress doesn't do anything crazy. Yeah, but if they've got a mobility for it, they've got a mobility for it, so let's do that. Well, that's pretty interesting. And it's I'm sorry, it is web-based, correct? Wow, dog plus frost shatter strike. Looks like we got poison, boys. Alright, we're in for an interesting one here then. That was a really sick play by my opponent there. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. Just play a bunch of Wirewood Rangers. Can level a Stove Giant. Can level a Stove Giant or a Grove Huntress. Oh, I combined Stone with Grove. That's what I did. I think I just want to go for best on-board play. Just want to start trying to get a little bit aggressive. Gotcha. Well, maybe that's the new client. Then we're just paying for, like, account information and that kind of shit. I think we, and by we I mean entirely you, can make this work, man. Venom Fang to finish this off seems kind of reasonable. I could also just Venom Fang your anti-Storm Shaper so that this dies quicker. The Borean Stormweaver can also help finish it off. Man, I got 5 great cards here. 5 really good commons, and one of them being a pretty good uncommon as well. So we want to look at what we want to level. We also want to look at the fact that one of the cards, like if we just play Wirewood Ranger, then my opponent has... we could put Wirewood Ranger here, I suppose. That makes sense. Yeah, card art and kind of IP in general, because the artists have probably already been paid, and there's like the licensing features, but they also like spent a lot of money to get the card art. And then the question becomes, like, are you just trying to keep it alive, or are you trying to make something that can grow? Because just keeping it alive, you know, we can kind of do that. Though it'll slowly dwindle out because getting new players, and players will slowly quit over time. I really also have no idea what the play is here. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, you have to keep it alive before you can grow it, for sure. If we Venom Fang this... We also have to win this game. That's the most important thing that I am focused on right now, Kaleri, is how do we win this game? Not even keep the game alive. Like, first we have to win this game, then we have to keep this game alive. Yeah, I'm just thinking we can make it so that my opponent only gets to make 1 Yeti by, like, buffing the Venom Fang and then playing Borean Stormweaver here. I think I like Stormweaver, Venom Fang, Venom kill this, and then buff Venom Fang. No, the most... You gotta focus on the right here and right now. Pion. Well, that's not good. You gotta focus on... Like, right now I'm keeping this game alive by... winning this game. I also didn't realize I'm playing against Gibru. Alright. I guess nothing matters. I guess nothing matters then, huh, Pion? No, because if this one game of Solforge doesn't matter, then no games of Solforge matter. And then what are we even doing? You know? No, this matters, dude. This is important. Obviously, I'm not being serious at all. All Solforge games matter. Let's get that hashtag going, people. Let's go. I don't dance game. Necarium Solforge games matter. Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to go there. Uh, yeah. All right. I love you guys too. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the community has been so small and, like, we've got the Solforge. I mean, SoulforgeLighter.com is, like, a huge part of it, but it is also something, like, something about the game is just, like, very simple. We're talking about Necrium Lives Matter movement. Kaliri's getting sentimental on us. What's going on here? That's unfortunate, but it's going to happen. Whatever we put here is going to trade. Whatever we put here is just going to make Cloud Reaver move over. Unless we, like, offer it a trade he can't refuse of Umbric Lasher. I don't think we need to pump Umbric Lasher. I think we just pump Venom Fang. Umbric Lasher is still a really good trade option for him. And we'll play a Fangwood Bear to trade with Umbric Glider. Take 1 damage. I'm pretty sure Geeber will just trade off into the Lasher there. Any of you guys tried the issue with Twitch where streams are offline as soon as I join? Yeah, unfortunately, HP, the game looks like it is RIP. That's kind of what we've been... That's kind of been the announcement of the day. You know why the game is RIP? Because... The developers were too concerned. Like, look at the main website. If you just go on soulforgegame.com, the art for the announcement that the game is dying is fucking Wegu. It's like they're trolling us. They're just like, oh yeah, Wegu. Game's dying. That's not cool, dudes. Yeah, we're all kind of trying to figure out what game to play afterwards, and it means that a lot of us are going to wind up playing different games, most likely, which is okay. We're allowed to all like different things. This kind of sucks. Is this card's actual stats? 7-11? That's pretty good. I don't have any way to try to answer it. It's got 2 mobility as well. That's a really annoying amount of mobility. Do more dogs and things in the deck. Whatever. I'll just play some cards. He's probably going to be able to positive battle either Razortooth Stalker or Weirwood Ranger. Did draw a Venom Fang, as well as a Warbringer Uranti and a Grove Huntress, so we've got some plays to be making here. We're actually surprisingly up on life total for playing against a Poison Umbric deck. So that's kind of cool. Oh god. And is he going to take out Razortooth Stalker as well? That would be annoying. And yes, he is. So I don't quite think I can afford to take 11 and 11 from this. Maybe I can take 1-11 from Pterodon Mauler and make a big Venom Fang. I'm going to be taking 8 from this, though, then. I just don't see any other play. I mean, I can just block both of my opponent's creatures Like put Avalanche Guardian on this and Grove Huntress on this. Yeah, I like... Duelist is really cool, and I really liked... any of you guys watch Dungeon Dice Monsters when you were a kid? The, it was like the Yu-Gi-Oh game. That's, like, kind of annoying, right? But not super annoying. So if we poison this, they have to activate it. I guess they just have to activate it regardless, right? So we'll just make them activate it before they hit us for damage. But that opener was super strong of... and I could have avoided it. I could have played a little bit safer. I figured putting a... Oh no, I couldn't have avoided it. Yeah, my opponent had it regardless because they had 6 points of burn in their hand with Frost Shatter Strike plus Magma Hound. Yeah, so Dungeon Dice Monsters... Just basically, like... Okay, so Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced is... Ooh. Does that do something? I don't think so. That's annoying, though. Well, we'll give my opponent the opportunity to kill a Wirewood Ranger. That's, like, the best thing I can offer them, right? 4 poison, 4 poison. My life total's so low! I guess we Venom Fang, so that way, if they try to move over and kill Stormweaver, it's not a positive battle. But they can kill Wirewood Ranger if they want to. We can't stop them from that. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, I think, is one of, like, I just love the gameplay of it. I'm not really into RPG level progression in, like, the traditional sense anymore. Like, I can't play Pokemon. Even though maybe the end game battling and, like, competitive battling does have some nice strategic complexity to it. I just like... Oh, that's interesting that he tried to trade with that rather than this. Because he could have positive battled on this. I guess this hits me for more damages. But I don't love it. Grove Huntress can save here. And then I can play a Wirewood Ranger, or I can Magma Hound his Raptor. That's obviously super fucking annoying as well. He's going to make a 7 attack creature. So that almost means I should... Well, you know what I can do? I can give this Wirewood Ranger +3/+3. So we're going to take it out in 1. My opponent's only going to get 1 Lightning Worm out of that. But the Lightning Worm is going to be able to trade with a creature. Yeah, Dungeon Dice Monsters was a fictional game inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! It was not a real game, but it was a... Alright, that's one of the better things they could have traded with. I would have rather them traded with Grove Huntress, obviously, but this works. Umbra Clasher plus Roar gets me somewhere. I can also Umbra Clasher. Does that clear this guy? Yeah, it does. So I can Umbra Clasher and grow it. And then... Right, I can grow it with Wirewood Ranger. And then I can just put a Ghost Scale Cobra in front of Magma Hound. It's a little risky, but... Yeah, lets me make the best plays. I also don't have the trigger for Umbra Clasher here, so... Makes me feel a little bit better about this play. I'm not dead. Definitely not ahead right now, and any point of burn means my opponent hits me for 8 when I'm already at, like, 12 here. And this hand's obviously really bad. But, okay. Well, that's lethal. That's super lethal. GG, Gibru. Well played. The basic concept just being with... I think keywords are good, but yeah, it is weird. Yeah, this is actually, if you go on, like if you go to twitch.tv/channels, or which it's twitch.tv/directory/all, I'm actually the only person streaming right now. Yeah, I'm the only person on Twitch right now. If you take a look at the other channels, I'm the only one up. GG, Gibra. Yes, that is correct, Random X. There was a video game and I had it. I meant I'm the only streamer in general. Like, I'm the only person streaming on twitch.tv. In totality. Yeah, maybe I'll just become a Dungeon Dice Monster streamer. But the reason I brought it up was because Duelist is kind of similar to that, and I did like that aspect of Duelist and Scrolls. Though Scrolls was a little bit less like Dungeon Dice Monsters. Scrolls was kind of operating in this weird... Scrolls looked like it was a 2D game, but it was really just... It was really just a laning game. You had 5 lanes in Scrolls, and your creatures could move back and forth within the lanes, but it's not like your opponent's creatures could ever come over into your lanes and stuff. Whereas Duelist, you've got... What do you have? Is it a 7x5 board or something? And you can place down your cards. You can place down your cards wherever, like, you have them connected to other cards. So that much is pretty familiar to Dungeon Dice Monsters. But yeah, Dungeon Dice Monsters, Eternal. I guess I also have the Elder Scrolls game downloaded. Oh, it's 9x5. Yeah, so Magic the Gathering, they put out new keywords in each set. But it kind of works. It's a little bit daunting for, like, casual players, but yeah, the actual, like, how the game actually looks in the real world, I think, was tough. But I don't know. I just played the video game, and the video game version was sweet. And we have a new follower, Haggis Turtle. Thank you very much for the follow. I think we'll just deal with this thing later. Let's just play a Wirewood Ranger. Like, play a Fangwood Bear. This dies, like, so easy, though. We just play, like, a Venom Fang. Arcworm trades with it. Warbringer Uranti can make some shit happen. That card's a little bit more annoying. We can Deepwood Bear to kill it out in 1. Killing it in 2 is also just about the same. We're going to want to Grove Huntress this once or twice. Means we can't really Arcworm right now. But yeah, we could put a Grove Huntress trigger on it and a Wirewood Ranger trigger on it, and that'll nail it down. We could also Warbringer Uranti, the Grove Huntress, and kind of deal with the Nexus Overwatch. So maybe that's reasonable. Or we just play Arcworm. Arcworm's not quite enough to deal with this, but it puts some damage on it, and then we move it out of the way and put some more damage on it, though we'd be blocking it in with Grove Huntress. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be looking for more non-digital games. I've got some board games that I play with like family and friends, and I play a decent amount of Magic the Gathering in real life, but I think let's just clear off this Nexus Overwatch. It's dealing us a decent amount of damage right here. And we'll get to still have 3 creatures against my opponent's 1, so our board state's pretty impressive. Magma Hound deals with Alamancer. Then we also have Wirewood Ranger and Razortooth Stalker. We can play a Wirewood Ranger and pump it, potentially. No, we cannot. Yeah, and I guess the thing is, like, the game never asks you to learn all of the keywords. At the same time, it kind of does. It's hard to say. I'm also a judge for Magic, so I know, like, I've been playing long enough, and I've got a decent handle on it. But for new players, they look at it and they're like, well, what the hell could this possibly mean? Banding's obviously the one that people joke about, but, like, off the top of my head, could I tell you the difference between... Yeah. So you only need to know the creatures for the current format, but the question is, like, what does that really mean? What is the current format when, like, if you're playing Standard, sure, there's a current format, but if you are playing... this is fine. But if you're playing, like, Modern, are you expected to know all of the keywords from every year? You don't really have to, but there's decks that... I mean, you take something like the Living End Modern deck, which cycling's like a pretty reasonable mechanic for players to know, but then you also have Cascade and Suspend. All of those are really weird things, but Modern also isn't necessarily for... So Modern is... It's a little bit... Oh, is it the past 10 years now? It's non-rotating. It gets 1 year bigger every year. Yeah, it's brutal, Turtle. It's a sweet play from my opponent here, though. Get to battle. This will survive with 3. Damn. Yeah, I don't like to think about, like, I mean, it obviously sucks, but, like, if you lose your collection in Magic, that's just, like, heartbreaking. How much regen does that get? 5? So we could kill that with an Ice Shard Berserker. Oh, wow, now he's got a Nixium Phantasm. That's gonna be tough shit. Alright, well, luckily we've got a Razortooth Stalker here, too. That's going to make things pretty unpleasant for my opponent. I think I will just throw down a Cobra. I think this puts my opponent in kind of an awkward position. I do also have like a 16-17, and player level 3 hasn't even started yet. So they do go for the shrink on that. That means we're going to get to finish off everything here. The shrink doesn't change this battle, but it does put our guy down to 6. They get to level a card. We get to grow our guy up back, though. This is a positive battle. This is going to knock this down to 10, so Weirwood Ranger will be able to finish this off. Oh, Magma Hound can also just eat it now with a positive battle. It's probably better, eh? Let's just do like this and like... Oh, that was dumb. I should have played... Yeah, because this would have taken damage from the poison. Oh well. Yeah, digital games are sweet. I can show you right next to me. I've got, well, I don't have a camera or anything set up, but I've got all my Magic cards next to me here, and it's a lot. And like I play such a small percentage of them, but smell of a newly opened booster. Well, you could do pre-release events or something like that, and then see afterwards if you can just like exchange the cards back in for store credit or something like that. Just gonna go for damage push there. Books. Yeah, you can also just give the cards away to little kids. Like most of them you just give away to kids. Is this lethal? No, it's not. My opponent had an energy pulse thing. Okay. Well, we can push through some damage here. We can Magma Hound this. And I'll just Wirewood Ranger here. Yeah, so like do drafts and sealed events for Magic, and then sell the rares and things back to the store for store cancer or for store credit. I definitely just said store cancer. Oh god. I'm sorry. Yeah, love is like a pretty reasonable thing, right? We also do have just a defendered Wirewood Ranger right now. That's pretty good. I'm just spreading triggers randomly. I'm just blocking this because we can. My opponent can give something minus 12 attack. So he can like give this minus 12 attack, then trade with this and put something here. That puts him in a decent spot. Ooh, that's cool. Now he can give this minus 12 attack, and he completely negates it. So is he going to go for the minus here? Oh, okay, he does. So he's just going to go for the play that makes him take no damage. However, I still have lethal. So that did not quite work out for him. There was definitely a better play he could have made there, but his life total was super low. Yeah, that's like the main reason to have books, right? So that you can lend them to your friends and stuff and have your friends read them. The main reasons to have physical books. Oh, do you still live in Alaska? Or did you move back? Okay. Yeah, I can also see just not wanting like I know that there is some Magic scene in Alaska, but there's not, it's certainly not as big as in some areas of the country and probably where you used to live. So like developing a physical Magic collection doesn't really give you too much there. I have a lot of fun with Hearthstone. It is, so I do kind of recommend it. Awkwardly enough, like, it is the most popular game for a reason. The game's actually really good. It's super polished. And I don't just want to make this a Hearthstone ad, but I do like it. I have some difficulty streaming it because there's just so many people streaming the game that they don't really need another person just kind of doing the same thing. If I did, I would focus on mostly arena. Right. I mean, it's too much competition, but it's definitely just like oversaturated is another way to word that. But for sure, like, competition is, I mean, like, I don't mind having low viewer counts, but, like, I mean, even myself personally, I know that I have, if I was going to watch people play Hearthstone, I have people that I know I'd want to watch play it. So. Yeah, why would people, like, want to be out on the streets in Alaska and, like, causing trouble? People just, like, go inside and sit by the fire, right? Seems like way too much work to try to cause trouble in that world. I've been playing Pokemon Go too. That game's been fun, but it's not really a game I can stream, and also nobody really plays it anymore. I was just thinking about it because I was talking about, like, going outside in the winter, and I feel like even less people are going to start playing Pokemon Go now that it is winter time. I do also play some games that aren't digital card games, of course, but nobody wants to watch me suck at Overwatch or Rocket League. I'm, like, okay at Rocket League, but I definitely suck at Overwatch. My opponent's going to be able to ping this anyways, so it would only have 3 health. Now it's only going to have 2 health. It might die to, like, a Magma Hound or something, but... I think he was saying that... I think he was saying that he melts in the summer, like that's a good reason for him to be in Alaska, because otherwise he would melt in the summer. Melt in the summer. Let's melt in the summer. This gets to deal 1 damage, eh? I guess I'll pump here. Makes it a positive battle. And he just throws a ping on the Stormweaver. This guy's got good cards, and he's leveled a bunch of shit too. What's he leveled? Wow, a Hammerfang and a Forgeplate Sentry. Alright, this guy's deck's gonna be good. We're in for a game here for sure. My last opponent's deck was good too. Alright, he does throw the ping there, but that's irrelevant. I guess the ping here would have been irrelevant too, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter to me. Play Razortooth Stalker in 4. I feel like that's pretty good. Then we could Grove Huntress this, so that we have this survive. I like that. This deck's pretty powerful. It is, like, pretty sick that the, like, last draft format that we get in Solforge, I think is one of the most well-balanced ones. The allied cards in it add something really neat to it. But I think all of the colors, like, obviously they just put the most OP shit in from every faction. But I really do think that it's decently balanced here. Alright, that's a trade, so Razortooth Stalker gets to rank up. We can positive battle with Wirewood Ranger and then develop a Umbra Lasher, or we can trade with Lasher and develop a Wirewood Ranger. Let's go for the positive battle play. I feel like my opponent's already got enough shit that they've got to try to deal with. They're going to start drawing level 2s. So if they like block a level 2 on this, Lasher gets to finish it off, and then Wirewood Ranger is just here to kind of pick up the pieces and start snowballing me with the next Wirewood Ranger or other future cards that I draw. But like now I can give this Wirewood Ranger +3/+3 as soon as I play it. Yeah, so it's going to get a positive battle, but Umbra Lasher will be able to finish this off. Ooh, do they have something for this? They've got aggressive. That doesn't really mean anything. An Ordnance Captain! Wow, sick play from my opponents. Hit them for 7. We get to finish off the Warhound Raider with that trigger. And then I guess we just Grove Huntress the Wirewood Ranger. Sure. That was a really sick play from my opponent there. This protects my opponent from being able to play, like, Nexus Technicians, but I guess maybe I should have just not center laned this, because my opponent was already probably just going to want to chump block that for a second to try to take it down. Alright, Techno for the positive battle. That's a little unlucky there. I could have just pumped this. I can, like, Ferocious Roar now if I want to save this. I probably do. Means my turn's a little bit awkward. I guess I just Razortooth Stalker and Ferocious Roar them both, and then pump the Stalker again. That's fine. This isn't super powerful, but now my opponent will trade with the Wirewood Ranger, and then I'll have open lanes for Razortooth Stalker. I get to put something on Technosmith, which might even just be Warbringer Yoranti. I might put an open lanes a Commando, and then trades off with this. This gets to ping something for 2. I can't really play a lot of what I'd want to play here. Guess I just play Ice Shard Berserker and then level up a Wirewood Ranger or Stonefist Giant. Play Ice Shard just to put some damage on this because this has a lot of health. And I'll level up Wirewood Ranger. What's up, Spleen? So there's like a decent amount of you guys here now. I did do that giveaway thing on Sunday. I can give you guys shit or not. Doesn't really matter to me. If you still care, still want it, let me know. It's mostly just it would potentially... Alright, looks like they're going to nail that guy down. Like, it takes up a little... It doesn't take up that much time, but it's like, do we even care? Is like the real question. So we do need 1 pump here. And another pump saves it. Sure. Yeah, I figured most of you guys weren't gonna care. And I almost just, I mean, like, I care if you still want it to, like, be able to play with some random cards in, like, the last month or whatever that we have. Alright, I'll still send out something tonight, then. Well, my opponent's board is pretty strong here. Yeah, that's definitely true, HP, to still be able to play a little bit while we still have it. I definitely understand that. Do we want to try to... I guess we just try to kill Hammerfang first. We'll worry about the Commando second. Let's play Ice Shard. And then Wirewood Ranger. Well, we missed. Now we draw Razortooth Stalker. We also have Venom Fang. How big can we make this Stalker? We can give it +2 and then +4, so... Where did that go? Where did it go? Wait, does this deal... Holy shit. Holy shit. I didn't realize that card did that much. Well, now what? We get to kill Hammerfang here. So we play Venom Fang, then Hammerfang moves over. Bloodborne Stormweaver. What's awkward is my opponent can hit this for 9 and then 3, so we'll still survive. When we play something here, which we're going to play Razortooth Stalker here, I'm just going to move over and trade. Yeah, so we do this. Yeah, I didn't realize that that's what that card did. That is pretty strong. And I guess I'm just going to poison this. I mean, I think he's going to damage the Razortooth Stalker anyways, but... Okay, that helps, right? 15 plus 4. It helps, but it does not finish it off. Wow. Yeah, GSF is super... I didn't realize just how strong this card was. It also gets good stats on the last level, too. I mean, the stats are good. Stats are still good. For ping there. Oh, Aegis Wings. Well, that's GG. That means he can deal 21 damage to anything I try to play. That's going to be impossible. Oh, but then he played a Defender creature. I'm not sure what that means, Pion. We definitely lose. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Alright, well, if my opponent overwrites that, we still have a chance. Nope. We die. There's some piano for you. Can't even do it. It's in an awkward position while I'm sitting down. I play the piano very poorly, regardless. Yeah, you can. It's not just the highest thing that you qualify for. You can. um, you can get a few legends, the draft codes. Yeah, you like those? You like those piano skills? I just kind of have a piano here. I wanna learn to play it more, but I've been putting it off. I'm also like, it's not set up like in front of the computer. I'm reaching behind me to play it right now, but still is pretty sick. I used to play, but like just a little bit, and I don't really remember anything that I used to play. The way that the points work though is like, right, you can get 15, or you can get a legend for every 15 points that you hand in. So HP. Let's see, how many points did you have? You had. You had 144 points. So you can get a gold code as well. Yeah, you had 144 points. So it's like 111. So you get a gold code and 2 legends, if that's what you want. If you don't want the gold code anymore, will the gold code work? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the codes will still work. If the codes don't work, it's pretty awkward. I'm sure they still work, right? The website still exists. It's probably going to exist till the 30th or 31st. Points might not work, or codes might not work after that. Okay. Yeah, you can just go for legends. Most people, my soulforgegame.com/hw/no-lex-given will give you a list of the legends that I have. There's legends that you want that I don't have. Every 2 points is also just a random heroic. Yeah, there's not really much point in gold, though there will be a point in gold again, potentially, if yeah, I don't know who I'm kidding. Let's spend this gold, eh? What does this give you? A ramble and a thing, a specimen and a commando. Yeah, all these cards are bad anyways. What's this guy do? Oh, that's cute. Let's just buy some event tickets. That's all we need. Not sure I'm gonna do another draft. I might just do some constructed now. Some ranked. See if we can hit. Yeah. Yeah, gold goods are kind of awkward here. I don't know why I'm clicking on that. Yeah, let's see if we can get some titanium. I'm not going to get titanium. I'm not going to be playing. I mean, maybe I'll play next week a little bit. Just like while I'm on vacation, but I am not super likely to with... Like, I don't know how long these queues are going to take. I mean, we just did a draft, and half of the people that I played were you guys. What did I win? I went 4-2 or 3-2. Yeah, I think that I don't think this game is going to die on the 31st. I definitely agree with you, Forgecaster. I think it's going to continue. I think it's going to continue in some form. The question is, will it be able to grow? Because without growth, it will die. And I'm not sure the game will be able to grow. Not trying to be, like, pessimistic with that fact, just, like how do you grow it without the money? Right. The plug gets pulled, obviously, but like, then can we do anything about that from there? After that, yoinked. All right. All right. I mean, we've all kind of known, we've all kind of felt it, right? In one way or another. I don't know who he is or what he said, but he said it, so. I probably should have played and leveled Krogius. Whatever. Or like gave poison to Krogius. Didn't draw any Killians on rank 1. Yeah, let's just put a bunch of really controversial shit in the game, right? Just get some attention. I think that guy actually follows the channel too, or I've just seen him on Reddit, or I've played against him. But the name is like at least a little bit familiar to me. No, maybe I'm wrong. Alright, so that's a trade. What can we do? We can play a Hermit. That will positive battle here, and then I guess I'll just play a Krogius. Just level some Krogiuses. Yeah, I mean, there were definitely signs that Solforge has been dead for a little bit now. The biggest thing that I noticed a little bit ago, because like their support team doesn't work. Like the support button on the main website hasn't worked for a while. And apparently Kaleri is known because he helped fix their website and all that. No Killian though. We didn't level any cards, which is a little bit unfortunate. I guess I won't play Edict. I was thinking about playing it just to get it out of the deck here. Oh, yeah, and then you can't play it after you battle because, well, maybe I could have just played it and then hit them for 12 instead of hitting them for 14. It's about the same, eh? Alrighty. And then I'll play Killian and level nothing? That seems horrible too, but gotta start somewhere. Level Ambrose Edict. Not drawing and leveling your Killians is obviously killer. Right, yeah, at least in its current form. Definitely dead Areno. For sure. Up by an edict or something, I'm sure. It is a little bit annoying that they gain 2 life here every turn, but not much I can really do about that. Other than hope we draw more Krogius than them, even though they've leveled more Krogius than us. Let's see, what did they level there? Leveled, yeah, another Krogius and an Othra. Nah, this isn't draft. We lost draft. Oops. Nah, this is like the sick deck I just drafted. I think it's really good. I think this might be able to get 7 wins. Do you think this deck can get 7 wins? We got 3 Krogius and 3 Killian in the draft. So our deck's like pretty synergistic as well. It's got like a poison sub-theme going on in it. We first picked Justicar. Oh, okay. Yeah, I turned off draft after we lost it. Should have played Toxic. Give an enemy creature poison too. Alright, let's just do like this. Oh, okay. You thought it was just a chat. Yeah, there was an issue with Twitch earlier today where people were getting some interesting display bugs. Guess our opponent killed their own Krogius for us, right? We didn't level any Dendrifies either, so that's kind of awkward. Just feel like we didn't draw anything that player level. Or the first 2 player levels, rather. We'll get a Killian in the deck, and we'll level up a Dendrify eventually, though. Should have played Toxoid. Not a huge deal. Oliver's just gonna get poison 5, though. That's pretty crazy. I level Killian, right? I mean, this guy's pretty good. Let's just level Killian. That card's sweet. And our opponent has no poison creatures dying here, so we just have a dumb Leyline Vermin. Leyline Vermin will get to kill this guy, though, so I guess he's not too dumb. It's just a big attack beater. Ooh, Nexus Overwatch. Cool tech from our opponent there. Let's trade this off and just gain some life points here. That'll buy us enough time to get to the next player level, I'm sure. Malice Hermit can clean up Asperian Sage, and we can level up another Krogius. 6 plus 6. 6 is 18, plus 6 more is 24. It's just plus 3. Alright, well, we're going to have to wipe clean here pretty clearly. So we get to wipe clean, and then do we want to level Krogius or Malice Hermit? I want to level Krogius. That's not the question. Question isn't what you want to level, it's what do you want to play on the board. Malice Hermit's pretty good, but I think Krogius will get us there too. We're going to gain half of the damage that this is going to deal. We still have 3 Edicts in our deck, I believe. Yeah. So we can just, like, Leyline Vermin Edict here. And that'll at least clear the board. And then we've got double Krogius in the deck. Now we're only 50-50 to clear the board. That's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, we've got 3 Krogius in the deck. some Killians eventually now as well. I think I've only played one Killian. Like, I've only played one Killian one time, I think, and have all of these Killians leveled up. Maybe I've played two. Alright, well that's what's going to stick around then. We didn't level any Dendrifies either, so that's pretty awkward. Yeah, let's just go Open Lane Vermin and cast an Edict. I'm going to take 40 here and die. No, I needed to draw a Krogius or I lost. So I lost. Yeah, needed to draw Krogius there. GG. Yeah, that's... Was I playing against you, Pion? I did not even notice. I've actually never done a heads-up constructed. So what do? It's one ticket, and then you split the ticket price. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm sure there's a few people in here trying to snipe. You also have to be close to my level, right? I'm bronze 1 with 1 win. Yeah, Othra's definitely a little bit lame. The Phoenix rises. That's the other weird part about Solforge. It is like always consistently had annoying cards or best decks, and maybe that's just the nature of card games in general, right? People like to complain, and whatever your opponent does to beat you seems annoying. But the fact that certain cards or effects are just more powerful than others certainly seem to compound that fault of Solforge at least a little bit. So I think I'm locked into... I'm going to stream Solforge tomorrow and Friday. And then Saturday we still have the Titanium Challenge. So I'm going to stream that. I won't be playing in it. I'm going to stream the games for the people that decide to play. I guess we poison this. You battle first, right? So you can see whether Leyline Vermin hits. Goes there. Yeah, I can. This'll die on their turn. Maybe they'll override it or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you just want to send me an inbox message, HP, I will, I'll clear that out. Just let me know your in-game name, even though I know it's Random X. Just write it down, just so I have the spelling and stuff there. Yeah, give me your in-game name, and then also let me know your name on YouTube.com, just so I can verify that you are subscribed there as well. So I think we might want to level a Krogius here. Either that or just play 2 Malice Hermit, but no, we'll level a Krogius. And I do get one Leyline Vermin trigger. That could come up here. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. I know most of you guys have subscribed on YouTube. I just don't know off the top of my head who has and who hasn't, but at the very least want to make sure you guys are like subscribed and followed and all that stuff, so that whatever, if we do decide to play different games after this, then you can kind of hang on to some of you. So you can send a message on Twitch if you click the icon in the bottom right, or sorry, bottom left corner. Like some user options come up: channel, video manager, dashboard, and then messages. You can go to messages and you should be able to PM me from there. So if I just edict, it's like a 50-50 that that's what we... Though, I guess I can also go like this, right? That's pretty good. And then just Killian here. Yeah, all those moves seems pretty good. And then do I have another Krogius I can level up? I do indeed. So I got to level all my Krogius. That is not bad, indeed. Oh, but that didn't kill that. Oopsie. Guess... Oh, Damar's Picker won't even... Spirit... Excuse me. Aspirian Sage, we'll get to finish that off, though. And this is the highest attack creature. Could also just go Pit Guard, Ambriel's Edict. I guess I'll do that. Yeah, I just figured it was decent life gain. They don't always have the dragon. But yeah, I just wanted to put in some stuff that was like a little bit techy in the deck. And I think that's the best. I think that's like one of the, I mean, it's either that or like you just play Stag. But I also just opened them, so I figured I'd try them out. But it seems like an okay counter to burn, right? I mean, you gain 3 to 6 life. And a lot of times burn is just burning you. They don't always have the dragon. Would have loved if that Leyline Vermin had popped just a little bit better. Aspirian Sage just dies to Shardplate Toxoid, so let's just go Krogius and Edict, I suppose. Not a super exciting play at all. Can we draw level 2 Sages here? No, we can't. Alright. So now I feel a little bit behind. We can wipe clean, though, to get... Like, because we're behind right now, I feel like my opponent might use this opportunity to play another... Whatchamacallit? Well, looks like they're not going to now, then. That was a weird block. Oh, they wanted to play their own Primeval Ancients. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool, then. Yeah, let's just keep trying to clear the board here a little bit. A little bit at a time. You can draw some Sages now? Yeah, those Sages will save me a little bit. Ooh! Ooh! Forgot about that part of it. Well, maybe I don't need to play Sage. Forgot that's how that card worked. Cool. I will read that tonight. I might not get to that till... I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing tonight or with my life or anything at all right now. I think I'm probably going to go play Magic the Gathering tonight, though. Seems somewhat reasonable for me to do. Alright, so all this shit will die to poison. I'm gonna play Oros here. This will get to poison my guys, but it's just like 2 poison on them all, right? I don't know. Doesn't even tell us. Maybe it's 3. But all their shit dies anyways. Oh, I wiped it clean. That's why. Okay. Cool. This is a big boy right here. It's a big Malice Hermit. Surviving a level 3 patron. I guess we put Killian on this guy and have Oros block the pit guard. This deck feels like it lacks a little bit of the punch that you would get from... that's awkward. Like having Wegu in the deck as well and Ruby Scale Dragon. You're kind of leaning hard on Krogus. I guess this deck also leans hard on Othra, but I don't have any, so I didn't make any. But I guess I should now, right? Not using that silver for anything else at this point. Alright, trade off boards. No sense hoarding silver at this point, right, dudes? I'll get poison 5. Alright, so Leyline Vermin should go here, and then Pit Guard should go here after battling. Got a Leyline Vermin out there for doing absolutely nothing. These guys will trade. Let's just Malice Hermit and then Shard Plate. Can block this guy. I guess I should have put poison on Shard Plate as well. I don't know. It's like arguable either which way. I guess it doesn't really matter because I drew a Krogus. So we're just gonna eat their guy with Krogus here now anyways. So yeah, I'll send out some messages tonight. I think I'm gonna go eat dinner and then probably go play Magic, but I'll just send out messages to people that were at the giveaway thing. If you still want cards, just let me know and I will gladly hook you up. If you don't care or don't want them, then I won't. I'll use my time on other things. So this does die regardless, but it's kind of Krogus blocks are just kind of free, right? What else are we doing? It's only 2 poison. Guess we just block this with either Oros or Shard Plate. How many creatures are dying? 3 poison. Oh, we do want to poison this and kill it because then this will survive another turn. That's pretty sweet. Oh no, that's not how this works. This is gonna die. Never mind. I was wrong. Gotta learn my constructed mechanics. It's not quite how that works, but I did get a Leyline Vermin here. Yeah, this deck's pretty all in on Killian. I see your message. Random X. Huh. Indefinitely. What does indefinitely mean? That means it can mean unlimited amount of time, or it can mean unspecified period of time. That's interesting. Just trying to read into way too much into some clues of what we could have here. Oh, we're on player level 4 right now. I'll just level Crobius over Killian. Indefinitely is. I'm pretty sure that's the word that they used in their article, right? Or in their announcement. For some reason, that word's in my head. Did I just make that up? I'm pretty sure that word was in this article. I just made that word up. I'm just reading through the article. Through the end of January 31st, 2017. And that is what the current year is, 2017. We are ceasing development of new content for the current implementation of Solforge. Unfortunately, where's that part? Unfortunately, we bit off more than we could chew. Unfortunately, we bit off more than we could chew trying to build a digital game of this scope, and have learned many hard lessons along the way that we will apply to future games, including future iterations of Solforge. Huh. And I also randomly current implementation Wait, does it say that they're does it say that they're shutting the servers off? It says that they'll continue to maintain the servers through the end of January 31st. Does it say after that they're going to shut them off? Or did we imagine that? Maybe this is great news. Maybe we've all been thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe this is an announcement that says, hey guys, we're keeping the servers open till the 31st. No, where does it... It says... No, the headline is announcement from Justin Gary. Oh, in client, it does say that the servers are going offline. That's the rub. It's in the client. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, Forgecaster, that you have to have a server that is making you enough money to sustain the game. For sure. This announcement is very exciting. It says that they're going to maintain the servers. Game's dead, and they're going to maintain the servers until the end of January. Nowhere in this announcement does it say the client's going offline. It says in the client that the Solforge servers are going offline, but I've been playing Solforge long enough to know that there's bugs in this game, right? We can agree that there's bugs in this game. This might just be a bug, you guys. This I think is just a bug that this accidentally says this. But there's no information that leads me to believe that this is true on the actual website, solforgegame.com. So I'm going to be operating... Oh, indefinitely. Indefinitely. There it is. I knew I'd read the word indefinitely somewhere. No longer the option to purchase gold. That's an interesting decision, eh? You can't buy gold. I guess they don't want anybody to get confused and then get mad or something like that. There's also no reason to buy gold other than just to support them or something. No, dude. I'm not desperate. This is a bug. This is clearly a bug that is like... Right? This isn't real. This isn't real, you guys. Game will resume as normal. What could that mean? The word indefinitely here, yeah, it says they will be coming down indefinitely. Indefinitely doesn't just mean forever. I mean, I'm kind of playing a character here, guys, but as long as we can all recognize that, I'm just trying to be a little bit hopeful, trying to keep my head up, you know. But indefinitely is not... There is interesting wording here, right? We have the word... Let's start putting together the clues. Let's break out the notepad and put together the clues, eh? So, what do I need? Windows, accessories, notepad. All right. First point of contention... Indefinitely. Indefinitely. Is that how you spell that? Yes. Okay. All right. Indefinitely. That's something. Then we have current implementation of Solforge. That's interesting. And then we have including future iterations of Solforge. Then we also have, all right, the first word of each paragraph is also TTEIT. EIT. This thanks everyone I thank. Justin Gary. That's a whole nother point. Justin Gary. I'm just saying we have some clues. Let's save this. Save as... We're going to save this as clues.txt. Remain hopeful that Solforge will be able to return one day better than ever. We can remove this part. That's a little bit sensationalist, right? If I just say Solforge will return one day. Like, this is literally a quote from the article. I'm just saying. We got... There's a 3 in January 31st, and 3 plus 1 equals 4. Wait, how many times did they say the word journey throughout the article? I think they say it 3 times, right? Journey. Yeah, they say journey 3 times throughout the article. 3x. Journey. I would also love to get on a Twitch Fails compilation for my investigative research here. That'd be sweet. They also talk about the world of Solus. I could give a shit about the world of Solus. Wait, you guys, what's going to happen to all the Fangwood bears? The Fangwood bears are going to have nowhere to live, you guys. We also have, you need to stop believing, ... There's 3 dots in this ellipses from the post that HP posted. So that's something. Where will... No, I'm not super interested in lore, so I don't read all that, but yeah, there's lore pages on their main website. You go to game lore. SolforgeGame.com/game/lore. And then you can explore. It's under the game tab on the top bar. You can just read a little bit about Necrium, Tempest, Aloyan. Huh, wait, there's an interesting clue in the Necrium section. If you guys ever read the Necrium section, one of the things is that. Next. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the lore. Oh, Eternal. Huh. You guys think Eternal's behind this, don't you? Holy shit, you guys are in on it. Yeah, and then we have... Orn. I think you're right, dude. I actually think you're right. Holy shit. We just uncovered something real here, you guys. Well, this seems like a good of way as any to end the stream here. I am going to be streaming Solforge tomorrow. Maybe I will also come up with something else to do. But I think we should stream Solforge while we still can. We'll, you know, maybe we only have this month. Maybe there aren't a bunch of clues. Maybe... Maybe there's not a bunch of clues. Maybe the game really will have the servers be coming down on January 31st. In which case, the best thing that we can do is just enjoy it while we have it. The game has a great community, and that is part in part to all of you guys, people like Kaleri, that make it all possible. So this might be the end, or it might be the beginning of something new. It could be the start of something new, as a wise man once said. So, that's you guys. That's right. There's definitely some clues. I mean, there are actually some clues or some weird things. I think they are just trying to remain hopeful, trying to remain optimistic. The idea that maybe some people might pick the game up, that's good. It would be weird if we lose all of our like progress and collections. That's going to make things difficult for some people to grasp, I think. But I'm going to keep trying to play here at least until the end of the week. Maybe I'll ride it out to the end of the month. I don't know. We'll have to see how I feel when I get back. But at least for the end of the week. Then on Saturday, we have Kaleri's Titanium Challenge. I will be streaming coverage of that here. And I'm sure some of the players in the challenge will stream as well, but I will be streaming and providing commentary for all of the rounds for the people that decide to play on it. And for now, yeah, I will just say that if we do only have 27 more games with Solus and all this stuff, 24 more games, or 24 more days in Solforge, then let's just make the most of them. We've still got daily quests to complete for the time being, so let's do it up, and yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's all I've got to say. Thank you guys very much for watching. I will be... Yeah, everybody's still got to reach Titanium. Like, Titanium's not going to reach itself, you know? Yeah, wait, didn't they... So last year they did a... Didn't they do like an invite-only tournament last year? And did they not do that this year? Oh yeah, they completely stopped the like golden gauntlets too, right? That's really interesting. Okay, I just kind of realized that. Right. You don't want the game to end and have never reached titanium. That's just going to look embarrassing on your resume. You want to get that legend card back before it expires forever, and that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna put an end to the stream now here for today, but I will be back tomorrow. I will be back the next day, and on Saturday we will have the Titanium Challenge. Even if the Titanium Challenge is just me and Kaleri playing rock paper scissors, we're gonna have it. Future, right? You want to be able to put that on a resume. It's like, oh, you played Solforge. I remember that game. Clearly, you got Titanium, right? Exactly. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching. And I will see you next time. Remember to follow and check out the YouTube page for more content. And thank you very much. Peace. Rip.